Hello everyone and welcome back. My name's dustinkreis and today we're going to do a game discussion. We're going to talk about this game right here, Killer is Dead, brought to us by Grasshopper Manufacturer and published over here in the West by none other than Xseed. And this is a game much like Time and Eternity that is very Japanese, very weird, very silly, and is just getting the stuffing kicked out of it for no good reason. Even some YouTubers that usually sing the praises of this type of game are just kind of beating this game up, and it's I don't know what they want from it. It's kind of says, right out there what it is, and some of the technical glitches that they complain about is such a minuscule thing that I just don't know what's going on. But I'm here to tell you that I had a blast with Killer is Dead. Really fun, sort of just hack and slash beat 'em up. Very unique game, and I think everyone should give it a shot. Not only because Xseed's putting it out, and it's always a good idea to give Xseed money, but it's just a fun game with a lot of extra content to it. That even after you beat the main storyline, there's still a lot of stuff to do in there. Kind of a controversial game as well, mainly due to its quote unquote sexual content, which I find to be just ridiculous on every level, because this game is so tame by some standards that I don't understand the madness, and it clearly has a mature rating. So I don't know why people are I don't know why they're going crazy about this. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into it and talk about it. The storyline is just a wonderful mashup of nonsensical stuff. And I'm not a big Suda51 fan. I'm kind of becoming one after playing a few games, but I need to play some more of his stuff. I have some stuff behind me that I need to get to, but I just haven't got to yet. But I would love to see Suda51 and Swery from, oh my god, I forgot the name of the game, Deadly Premonition. I blank out a lot on these videos. I'd love to see Swery and Suda get together and just have a batshit off, or make a game together and just see how insane it actually gets. I think that'd be like a dream project of mine. And it'd be a technical nightmare. Like the game would be so glitchy and terrible that everyone would hate it, but I would absolutely love it. But yeah, the storyline is a just kind of a nonsensical mashup. You play as Mondo Zappa, which is a pretty awesome name. And you are an assassin for the Brian, the Brian Executioner Guild, or Executioner Office, I'm sorry. And basically you just get contracts, and you go out and you find these big evils and you slay them. It's a pretty simple, storyline. There's a lot more going on to it than that, a story of sort of brother and, of brothers and betrayals and things like that. But do not try to sit there and make sense of the story. If you try to sit there and make sense of the story, you're just going to lose your mind. Just sit back and enjoy it and just laugh at it because it's ridiculous. That's what I did, and I had a great time with it. But yeah, you go around, you complete these contracts, and eventually it leads you to this sort of confrontation with an individual. And there's really not much more to say about the storyline. It's just nonsensical and wild and out there and insane. The things that you'll see in this game is just, it's absolutely ridiculous. But I had a great time just seeing what was going to happen next. What ludicrous thing are they going to throw on the screen next? And that's what, if you want to see some wild Japanese insanity, this is the game for you. The gameplay mechanic, it is a typical sort of hack and slash. You just kind of hammer on the square button to perform combos. Very, very, very reliant on your ability to dodge, and I cannot stress enough how important it is to learn how to dodge and then do the sort of the quick attack that the game prompts you to do when you successfully dodge an attack at the right time. This is so important that the final battle, the final part of the final battle, this is the only way to, well, not the final part, the final part. This is the only way to damage the boss. Normal attacks will just kind of bounce off of them. You have to learn how to do this dodge, guys. Very important to do, especially since a lot of times you'll get ganged up on, and there really is no sort of area of effect damage. There's no like attack that really hits everybody, except for this really slow spin attack that kind of hits everything around you, but you'll still get hit during it. So learning how to dodge is extremely important. Also, what you have is you have Mondo's left arm, his left robotic arm, which can turn into a gun or a drill or a freeze ray, etc., etc. And you can use this as well by using the R1 and the R2 buttons, or not the R1 and the L buttons. You hold R1 to no. You hold L1 to bring the gun up, and then you move around like it's a third-person shooter, and then you use R1 to fire your shots. Now, Mondo will stay stationary during this, so it's kind of to bring up just a few pot shots here and there, or against flying enemies where you can actually take your time to line up shots. Very useful, very fun. The controls are a little floaty on it, but once you get used to it, you'll be fine. And then you slay these monsters, you get all these crystals and things like that at the end when you beat them. And you can turn these in to upgrade your sword strikes, your gun, or what the most important thing in the game is the heal spell. And you'll want to get that upgraded to its full potential as quickly as possible. The only problem with the heal spell is the animation when you're starting off and when it's ending is so long you can't do anything about it. So you really have to time your heals very well in order to not get hit by enemies, because the ending animation for it is so long that they will sneak up on you and just start wailing on you. But yeah, you just go through all these missions and you upgrade your character, and that's the main storyline. Then you'll have things like challenge missions, which I didn't delve too deeply in because I just want to get the main storyline done. I played a few of the challenge missions, and for me personally, challenge missions are always a frustrating thing because it doesn't add anything to the story. There's no real incentive to beating it other than to say, hey, look, I beat this with a score of an A. And that does nothing for me. So a lot of the challenge missions I just didn't care about. I might go back and play some of them just to see if phone is going off. Just to see if, yes, it's the Doctor Who theme too. Fuck. So where was I at? Challenge missions. I may go back and do some of the challenge missions, but really, unless it really unlocks something really great, I don't think I will. The other thing you can do is gigolo missions, which these are getting... the thing about these it's getting really overblown, what these are. Essentially, you just go in, and it's sort of a light dating sim thing. You try to sneak peeks at her sexy parts. You can put on glasses to see her underwear and stuff like that. The thing of it is Japanese games have kind of been doing this stuff for a long time, and a lot of the stuff doesn't make it over to the West. It's nothing too scandalous. It's definitely, there's definitely more scandalous things out there in video games than this. Yeah, it's so... My phone keeps doing things. It is so blown over the top that I don't even know. To say it's sexist in a game, especially when you see the character David and what he's wearing, I don't think this game is sexist at all. I think it's just it's trying to be funny, and maybe it's immature, but I guess that's Suda's sort of MO, is kind of the immature humor. Yeah, you can do these, and it gives you different sub-weapons. I only unlocked 2 of them, and this character named Natalia kept calling me and saying it's very past time that we met and stuff like this, but I never saw a mission to oogle her naughty bits. So, I don't know. Maybe I just have to go back and try to figure out how to unlock her stuff. But, yeah, it's so blown over the top about what this is. When you actually get to one of the Gigolo missions and you play it, you're going to be like, that's it? That's what everyone's going crazy about? So, yeah. But, yeah, gameplay-wise, I actually really, really dug this game. I actually like it a lot more than I liked Devil May Cry, which is the other sort of big hack-and-slash game that came out this year. What else? Oh, the graphics. Oh, man, the graphics. The graphics are beautiful. I love this graphical style, and it could be, if they use this in a much more serious-minded game, you know, to a lesser extent, like, you know, Deadly Premonition or something like that, you know, to really have like a really scary, serious storyline. I think those graphics would work great for it because they're just so off-putting, not in a bad way, but just like they make you feel kind of uneasy in places. Really just beautiful. The other thing about the graphics, yes, there is screen tearing. You'll notice it the first couple times it does it, and then after a while you won't even notice it anymore. So why people are making such a big deal about it, I don't know. Doesn't break the game, doesn't take you out of the game. It's like a brief little flash of the screen tearing, and then it's done. And honestly, a lot of times you are fighting monsters, paying attention, so close attention to get your dodges down, you won't even notice it. So why some people are making big deals about it, I do not know. But it's not that big of a deal, and it doesn't ruin anything about the game. But yeah, I would really like to see, it's kind of got the same kind of graphical style, I guess, as No More Heroes, which I have those games, I just haven't thrown them in yet. But this sort of cel-shaded with the weird color scheme, it almost looks like a, I think Alex, Return to Mother Base, said it best when he said it looks like a, sort of like a graphic novel, how a lot of times the shadowing is kind of a bluish color instead of a full black, and things like that. It really kind of reminds me of when I saw comic books with the Spider-Man's black costume, and in order to get like a shadowing effect on the costume so it just doesn't look like a flat person, they'd use like blues to sort of accent the shadows and things like that. And it's really kind of an awesome graphical style. And then the last bit is the music, of course, and I absolutely love the music to this game. It reminded me of, you know, several different games. It reminded me a lot of the weirdness of like Deadly Premonition. But it kind of has its own vibe to it, and I'm so glad that the box set that this came in has the soundtrack, because I will be listening to it. I think Steven said that he didn't really dig the music outside the game, but that's something I would actually sit and listen to in the car as I'm driving somewhere. I really love the music to this game. So, yeah, in the end, I'm here to tell you that Killer is Dead it's not a fantastic game by any means, but is definitely one of the better games this year. I really enjoyed my time with it, and the hype is a little overblown with all the controversy. It's just like kind of a fun, dumb game, you know. The story makes no sense, but you'll have a lot of fun with it, and you'll probably laugh a few times while playing it. So I would say definitely check it out if you're into this sort of game, or if you're just into games that Xseed puts out. It's definitely something to get, especially with what you get in that box set for the price that it's going for right now. Definitely go give Xseed their money so we can keep getting games like this. It's kind of a weird thing too, how people always bitch and complain about wanting games that are, oh, I want games that are different. Why can't people ever release games that are different? You know? And then a game like this gets released that is completely different. Oh my god, why is it different? Oh my god, this, blah, blah. You know, it's like people just want to bitch and complain about everything instead of just sitting back and enjoying the game. So, kind of got on a soapbox there, but, you know, it drives me nuts when people are like, oh, I just wish they'd be more creative, and then they do something creative, and it's like, oh my god, it's not what I wanted, you know. It's just, people like to bitch, and I'm not here to bitch. I'm here to say, go buy this game, because it's very good. That's the end of that. I'm going to go check and see what all the hubbub on my phone was about. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Take care. I'll see you next time.